At that moment, no one knew that Jason Statham's Hollywood career could end with a single phone call. It was an ordinary Tuesday morning at his home in London, and Jason was going through his usual routine: morning run, breakfast, script reading. But when the phone rang at 9:47 and the screen showed unknown number, Jason's life was about to change forever. He answered. The voice on the other end was cold, official, and threatening. "Mr. Statham, this is the White House calling." Jason paused. "Is this a joke?" "No, sir. The president wants to speak with you. He will be on the line within 30 seconds. Jason's heart raced, but his face remained masked. He had played in action films for years, but this was real tension. Why was the President of the United States calling him? The line clicked. A familiar voice. "Jason Statham, finally. I watch your films. Impressive." "Thank you, Mr. President." Jason kept his composure. "But I assume you didn't call me to talk about my movies." The President laughed. Short, sharp. "You're smart. I like that. No, I'm calling you for something else. A special offer. The kind that changes a career." "What kind of offer?" "We need to meet face to face. Tomorrow, Washington, D.C. A private jet will depart London at 1400 hours. Will you come?" Jason hesitated. Every instinct told him to say no, but curiosity won. "I'll come." "Excellent. But Jason," the president's voice hardened, "this conversation never happened. Understood?" The line went dead. Jason stared at the phone. Was it real or some kind of game? This was the exact point where everything changed. The next day, Jason flew to Washington on a private jet. No security checks, no passport control, as if he were an invisible passenger. Upon arrival at the White House, he was taken through a private entrance from the back. The corridors were empty, only Secret Service agents. The door to the Oval Office opened. The president was standing, a massive U.S. flag behind him, documents on his desk. "Jason, welcome." They shook hands. "Sit, we have a long conversation ahead." Jason sat down. "I'm listening." The president leaned on the desk. "Jason, I didn't call you here randomly. I need you. The country needs you. Your unique abilities." "What abilities?" "Action, combat, composure, but most importantly," the president paused, "people trust you. You look like a hero, and the hero image is very valuable, Jason." "Where are you going with this?" The president handed him a file. "Open it." Jason opened it. Inside were photographs, a man, Middle Eastern, in a suit, powerful. "Who is this?" Jason asked. "His name is Kareem al-Rashid, oil-rich, a billionaire, but his real identity, terrorist financier. Over the past 10 years, he has funded dozens of attacks, but he has diplomatic immunity. Officially, we can't touch him." Jason closed the file. "What does this have to do with me?" "Very simple," the president smiled. "You're going to kill him." Jason froze. "What?" "You heard me. Kareem will be at a gala event in London next week. You'll be there too. You'll get close, gain his trust, and at the right moment, eliminate him." "I'm an actor, not an assassin." "Doesn't matter." The president stood up. "You're the perfect cover, Jason. No one would suspect you. Why would a famous action star kill a terrorist? Just a heart attack, natural causes." "This is murder." "No, this is justice. Kareem is responsible for the deaths of thousands of innocents, but the courts can't touch him. We can." Jason stood up. "No, I can't do this." "You can." The president stepped closer. "And you will, because if you don't," he handed over another file. Jason opened it. Inside were photos. Jason's family, Rosie, his mother, his brother. "Is this a threat?" Jason's voice was hard. "No, it's a fact. Kareem's men are already watching them. If we don't stop Kareem, he'll stop you, and he'll start with your family." Jason threw the file. "You are threatening me."
No, Jason, I'm protecting you. Kareem has targeted you because you are a symbol of Western power. By bringing you down, Kareem wants to send a message: your heroes are weak. Do you have proof? The president handed him a third file. Inside were intelligence reports, phone records, Kareem's conversations. Eliminate Statham, first his family, then him. Jason read. It was real. Kareem truly had him in his sights. Why me? Because you are a symbol, the strong, invincible Western man. By bringing you down, Kareem wants to send a message: your heroes are weak. Jason sat down. His head was spinning. If I do this, if you do it, we'll protect your family. Kareem will be gone. The threat will end, and you'll continue being a hero. But I'll be a killer. No, you'll be a hero, just one no one will ever know about. But the truly shocking thing was that Jason was considering saying yes. When Jason returned to London, everything had changed. He looked at the streets differently, at people differently, because he was no longer just an actor. He had a real mission. The CIA assigned Jason a special handler, codename Falcon. He would be the contact. Falcon met Jason in a cafe, young, dark-haired, professional. Mr. Statham, you know your mission. Poison will be added to Kareem's heart medication. You'll simply mix it into his drink. Heart attack within 20 minutes. It will look natural. What if I get caught? You won't. The gala will be crowded. Security cameras will be disabled. All attention will be on you, the famous guest. Kareem will approach you. You'll take the opportunity. And what about conscience? Falcon looked coldly at him. Conscience is a luxury, Mr. Statham. Have you asked Kareem's victims about their conscience? Jason didn't answer. Falcon handed him a small vial. This is the poison. Odorless, tasteless, lethal. Just 3 drops are enough. You'll drip it into Kareem's drink. Deal? Jason took the vial, something small and light in his hand, but inside it was death. Deal. Falcon stood up. The gala is in 3 days. Be ready. He left. Jason was alone. Death in his hand. A question in his mind. Can I really do this? You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet. The night of the gala arrived. London's most prestigious hotel. Hundreds of guests, politicians, businessmen, celebrities, and Jason Statham, the name everyone was talking about. Jason put on his suit, the small vial in his pocket. His heart was pounding, but his face remained calm. Years of acting, and now the real role had arrived. He entered the hall. Lights, music, champagne. Everyone turned when they saw Jason. Jason Statham, come here. Photos, handshakes, smiles. But Jason's eyes were searching for Kareem. He was there, in the corner, in a suit, surrounded by guards, cold, calculating eyes. Jason approached. With every step, his heart raced. Mr. Al-Rashid, nice to meet you. Kareem turned, smiled. Jason Statham, a legend. We finally meet. They shook hands. Kareem's hand was cold. I watch your films, Kareem continued. Very lethal. Just entertainment, Jason smiled. Real life is different. Is it? Kareem's eyes sharpened. Real life is more lethal, Jason, because in real life there are no second chances. Jason tensed up. Did Kareem know something? A drink? Kareem called a waiter. 2 glasses of champagne arrived. Kareem handed one to Jason. Cheers! Kareem raised his glass. Jason took the glass, but he didn't drink, because now was the moment. Kareem was distracted. The crowd was dense. Jason could pull out the vial, drip it into Kareem's drink, but Jason froze.
Because next to Kareem was a child, a little girl, about 6 or 7 years old, Kareem's daughter. This is my daughter, Amira, Kareem introduced proudly. Amira, this is Mr. Statham, very famous. Amira looked at Jason with big eyes. "Hello, my dad doesn't let me watch your movies. He says they're too violent." Jason's heart broke, because Amira was innocent, and if Jason killed her father, maybe he's right, Jason whispered. Kareem laughed. "But I watched them. Very good, especially that scene, the car jump." Jason wasn't listening, because his mind was on Amira, that little girl. She would be left without a father, just like Jason had felt for years, alone, lost. "Excuse me," Jason set the glass down. "I need to use the restroom." Kareem looked surprised. "Of course." Jason ran into the corridor. He couldn't breathe, because he had seen the truth. Kareem might be a terrorist, but he was also a father. And Amira was innocent. Falcon suddenly appeared beside him. "What are you doing? The opportunity is slipping away." "I can't," Jason whispered. "He has a daughter, a little girl." "It doesn't matter. Mission is mission." "It matters!" Jason shouted. Then he composed himself. I'm not a killer." "But you want to be a hero, don't you? Heroes make sacrifices." "Heroes don't orphan innocent children." Falcon looked at him coldly. "Then you're not a hero. You're a coward." Jason threw the vial at Falcon. "Take it. You do it. I won't." Falcon caught the vial. "If you do this, we can't protect your family." "Then don't, but I can't do this to Amira." Jason left the hall, exited the hotel, ran into the street, and for the first time in years, he felt free, because his conscience was clean. Wait a moment, don't miss this detail. The next day, Jason watched the news. Kareem al-Rashid suffered a heart attack at the gala last night. He was taken to the hospital, but could not be saved. Jason froze. What? The TV continued. According to authorities, al-Rashid had a heart condition and died of natural causes. Jason grabbed his phone, called the president. "You did it, didn't you? Even though I refused." The president was calm. "The mission is complete, Jason. You didn't do it, but someone else did. The result is the same." "But I refused. You had no right." "I did have the right, because I'm protecting my country. You chose conscience, Jason. I respect that. But conscience doesn't always protect against enemies." "What about Amira? What will happen to that little girl?" "She'll live. She'll grow up. And maybe one day she'll learn who her father really was. But at least no more people will die." Jason hung up, because the president was right. Kareem probably had to die, but it shouldn't have been by Jason's hand. A week later, a package arrived for Jason. Inside was a letter. "Dear Mr. Statham, my father is dead, but I know it wasn't natural. Someone killed him, and when I grow up, I will learn who did it, why they did it, and I will seek justice. But I thank you, because that night I saw mercy in your eyes, not in the eyes of someone who wanted to kill my father. I hope one day I learn the truth. Amira." Jason read the letter and cried. Because Amira was right. Jason hadn't done it, but he was part of the system, and now that little girl was orphaned. You won't believe it, but that day, Jason Statham decided to quit action movies, because violence was no longer entertainment. It was real, and reality was very painful. Months passed. Jason quietly withdrew. Productions were canceled. He gave no interviews. The media said Jason Statham is taking a break from his career. But the truth was different. Jason was fighting a war inside himself. Was it right not to kill Kareem, or was it wrong? One day, Jason made an anonymous donation to Amira, an education fund for the future. Then he wrote a letter. "Dear Amira, I cannot tell you who I am, but I know why your father died that night.
Because he made powerful enemies, and powerful enemies do not forgive. But you are innocent, and the innocent should not be punished. Grow, become strong, learn, but do not hate, because hate only brings more pain. A friend. He sent the letter, and expected no reply. What you've seen so far is nothing. Years passed. Jason slowly returned, but with different films, not violence, but drama, inner conflict, human stories. One day, a young woman stopped Jason in the street. "Mr. Statham." Jason turned. "Yes?" The woman smiled. Familiar eyes. "I'm Emira. Do you remember? I was with my father that night at the gala." Jason froze. "Emira. Yes, I remember. I wanted to thank you. The anonymous donation. I finished university. I'm a lawyer now. Human rights." Jason was surprised. "How did you know it was me?" "I didn't know, but I felt it. The mercy I saw in your eyes that night. No one else showed it." "Emira," Jason hesitated. "Your father's death. I know," Emira said calmly. "You didn't do it, but the system did, and I'm working to change that system, without violence, through the law." Jason smiled. "You loved your father, didn't you?" "Yes, but I also know who he was. A good father, a bad man, but still my father." Complicated. Life is complicated, Mr. Statham, but we can choose hate or healing. Emira extended her hand. "Peace?" Jason shook it. "Peace." Emira left. Jason watched her go, and for the first time in years he felt peace, because Emira had forgiven, not the system, but Jason. And sometimes being forgiven is more powerful than winning. Jason went home, looked in the mirror. He had aged. His hair was gray, but his eyes were still alive. And now in those eyes there was conscience. A clean conscience. Jason picked up his phone, deleted the president's number, because that game was over, and Jason Statham was no longer anyone's puppet. He was himself, free, flawed, but honest.